You are welcome to Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. My name is Dorcas Mensah. Cstv News at 24 is brought to you by Sarah's Zoom Jewelries, Nap Apartment Hotel, Crystal Jorek Pet Shop, and now in the headlines, President Mahama warns smuggling, counterfeiting, economic sabotage coming your way also. 2 dead, 19 injured in Gori accident on N1 highway. And moving on to business news also, Ghana set to launch Africa first Blue Food Innovation Hub. Moving on to the international front, 6 people dead after fire outbreak at Lagos International Airport. There's many more stories will come in your way in afternoon news bulletin on CSTV. Stay tuned. You're still live on CSTV News at 24 on CSTV. Now let's move on for the news in details. President John Dramani Mahama has declared that smuggling, counterfeiting, and the rebagging of substandard goods constitute economic sabotage and will be treated as a serious economic crimes under his administration. He made this statement following the interception of 18 articulated trucks that were declared as transit cargo to Niger but were suspected to be part of a wider diversion scheme. Addressing participants at a presidential encounter with the private sector, the president mentioned some measures to help curb illicit trade and strengthen accountability, particularly among public officials.
Smuggling under declaration, counterfeit goods, and rebagging of inferior products are not minor infractions. They constitute economic sabotage. To stem this tide and protect our fledgling manufacturing sector, we will intensify coordinated border enforcement, treat trade infractions as economic crimes, dismiss and prosecute public officers found culpable, deploy technology-driven customs surveillance solutions, and rigorously enforce product standards. This government is determined to protect Ghanaian enterprises so they can thrive and grow. Industrialization requires secure land tenure and protection of agricultural resources. In this regard, we will accelerate litigation-free industrial land banks, reform land tenure to support commercial contract farming, strengthen action against illegal mining and sand winning, expand irrigation systems, and invest in storage and cold chain infrastructure.
The National Teaching Council has refuted claims circulating on social media that it has increased fees for the teacher licensure examinations. At a press conference in Accra, Chairman of the NTC Board, Emmanuel Kwame Alovo, described the report as false and misleading, urging the public to disregard them. He emphasized that the registration fee for receipt candidates remains 400 Ghana cedis, contrary to claims that it has been raised.
This clause in the NDC manifesto means that the party would abolish the process whereby the trainees had to wait to complete college and wait at home for 1 year before sitting for the examination. The old form of the licensure also involved a 6-hour pencil and paper examination in literacy, numeracy, and essential professional skills. There was no practical assessment.
Kwame Alobi further clarified that the last cohorts of trainee teachers who sat for the examinations in October 2025 but were unsuccessful.
And now moving on to other stories. The Executive Director of Alliance for Christian Advocacy Africa, Reverend Opuni Frimpong, says the Ghana Education Service system is suffering from what he described as a moral deficit. His comments came in the wake of recent hooliganism in inter-school sports festivals. He also noted that the increasing rate at which students are attacking teachers and brutality one another calls for urgent measures to curb the menace.
Yes, Adum Mwaspa Sasi Rusha and Namoa and CID boss no mammy two Ninako do sweat green summer or the two Ghana. We are Ghana need a how and a how to for modern young penny for your man penny free air ball ye blocks free SHS. Sika aircon machine na unhwe ye maybe sani amane kan sade nkwala na ye criminal act enye nkwala suban eye bone kase we so musisa ba ba bi o mo free atran no we be kasa educational system at the moment is in.
Two people have died and 19 others sustained injuries in a serious accident near Fiesta Royal Hotel on the N9 highway in Accra. The collision involved multiple vehicles, including a Sprinter bus, a Kia motor truck, and a Volvo trailer. In a statement, the Ghana National Fire Service said a distress call was received and a rescue team was immediately dispatched to the place. The two fatalities occurred on the spot, while the injured were transported to Achimota Hospital and the 37 Military Hospital for treatment. The cause of the accident is currently under investigation. Meanwhile, the Ghana National Fire Service has extended their condolences to the bereaved families and wished the injured a speedy recovery, urging all motorists to observe traffic regulations and prioritize road safety. The Pond landfill site is nearing full capacity. Due to this, the local government minister, chieftaincy and religious affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, has called for urgent interventions to prevent environmental hazard and maintain public health.
We have about $25 million from the World Bank that was supposed to be used to develop a landfill site. We also know that a private sector is developing an integrated waste management treatment plant at Agomeda. If all those things were to be in place, we wouldn't be facing the crisis that we are being faced. As a minister, if I also sit down without coming to have a look at it, then going to tell the president and the finance minister that in about a month or two, there will be sanitation crisis. When that time comes, we will be blamed. As we have come, the contractor, the mayor, and the MCE have all told me that, in fact, they have only 1 month.
The minister described the situation as sanitation time bomb and says the matter will be escalated if nothing is done about it.
We are sitting on sanitation time bomb, and we are going to be very proactive in this direction. We are going to make sure that at least both the private sector and the public are up and doing, to make sure at least we are behind time. Because if you want to develop an engineered, proper landfill site, it will not take you less than 6 months. After the State of the Nation address, I'm going to summon the Greater Accra Regional Minister, then all the metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives in the 29 metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies in the Greater Accra region, so that everybody will come and do a presentation. Then all the 29 papers will be collected. Then we'll use them to develop a very rich cabinet information paper to go and give it to cabinet.
And on this note, we're going for a quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
Company Limited. So we blocks machines ya eya papa. Na ne bonso esan eda formo dia. Enye na Enwani Ansel Company Limited. Your conveyor blocks machines, hydraulic blocks machines, pallets, any blocks machines in one accessories in na. And nothing so blocks machines are who draw opening in a bin so ewo. To show your chakwan in a year. There was Spinters Road 18 Junction. Yani KFC Dino and a edition nimu. Freye, it was 05,240 and I say 0540-725850. Ansel blocks machines in Papa Efie.
Welcome back from the commercial break. It's still live on CSTV News at 24 on CSTV. Now, let's move on to business stories. Transport Minister Joseph Bukari Nikpe has addressed delays faced by cement manufacturers in importing clinker, stating that after taking over office, the ministry realized that there was a lot of delays at the port. He also added that when he summoned the port officials, he noticed that one of the key issues was the depth of the port.
And we already have dedicated berths for you, you are aware. And currently, the dredging is around the berths where the clinker is offloaded. I want to give you the assurance on behalf of Government and Ports and Harbours Authority that by June we should have been done with the dredging and these delays will no more be a problem for us. We share with you the cost of doing business when it comes to delays at the port, and the assurance is that we are working hard, and by June all the dredging at the port will be done.
Still in business news, Ghana is set to launch Africa's first ever Blue Food Innovation Hub, an initiative spearheaded by the World Economic Forum in partnership with the Cement of Aquaculture Ghana, aimed in transforming the country's inland aquaculture sector. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Aquaculture Ghana, Jacob Ajika, said the Blue Food Innovation Hub will serve as a platform to unlock knowledge, innovation, market, and finance for Ghana's blue food sector.
To introduce our upcoming initiative that will be launched on 25th of February called the Blue Food Innovation Hub. So the Blue Food Innovation Hub is an initiative of the World Economic Forum. And with our strong partnership with the World Economic Forum, we're engaged to establish the first Blue Food Innovation Hub in Africa, specifically to be hosted in Ghana by the Chamber of Aquaculture Ghana. In establishing this, we couldn't do it alone. We have to co-create it with many partners. So the lead partner is the World Economic Forum, and we have many other partners, such as AGRA, the Hunger Project, the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture. We have private sector players such as the Farmer Line. We have the World Food Forum, Ghana. We have Pangaea Africa, one of the leading investment firms in Ghana, and many other partners. And we have designed and co-created this initiative that will be launched with a focus on unlocking knowledge, innovations, markets, and finance for the blue food sector of Ghana. As you are aware, the blue food sector in Ghana comprises the marine, inland, and the aquaculture sector. However, given the enormous promising signs showed by the aquaculture sector, we have decided to kick off the Blue Food Innovation Hub with focus on the inland aquaculture sector. So the hub will help address some of the gaps or challenges such as limited access to finance and markets, limited adoption of technology, weak knowledge skills for operators, and also to help push the R&D aspect of the aquaculture sector. So this hub is on its way to transform the blue food sector, specifically the inland aquaculture sector. It's going to unlock resources for SMEs, startups, and many businesses who have been operating in the blue food sector for some years or decades now, however, are struggling to scale up their production. The hub will help unlock opportunities for them, and we're doing this together with.
And now let's move on to the international front. Airspace over Lagos has been temporarily suspended after a fire outbreak at the Murtala Muhammed International Airport in Lagos. The fire appears to have started at about 3 p.m. in a server room on the first floor of the Terminal 1. So far, 6 people were said to be injured, but in a stable condition as at now. A 24-year-old British man is said to be among 19 people who were killed in a bus crash in Nepal. Nepal's Home Ministry has created a 5-member task force to investigate the cause of the incident. Nepalese police says they have identified all 19 bodies, which includes a 40-year-old Chinese woman and a 32-year-old man from India. Sports update will be coming your way after the commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the commercial break. Now to Sports Highlight for the afternoon news bulletin. Interim head coach Yao Prince Owusu has described Asante Kotoko hard fought away victory over Young Apostles FC as both a personal breakthrough and a timely boost for his side. Speaking after the game, Owusu expressed his relief and satisfaction.
Well, it means a lot. This is my first win. Definitely make people recognize what I can do. Yeah. There was a pressure. The players themselves, they felt it. So we tried to talk to them to forget about the pressure and then concentrate on the information that I want to play. And they listened to us, and it worked perfectly today for us. When we had our 2 goals, that's when it shows a lot. So, yeah, you could see Seth is not a winger, but we brought him today as a winger to come and join the midfield and then, try to show pressure. You knew that the team we played, they always want to go through the middle. So we made them pack a little bit, so they couldn't penetrate. And when it goes to the flanks, we get our left back and the right back to come in and then take the passes away from them. No, the men that we have, when they listen and listen carefully, they definitely perform. That's what it is. Yeah, I think we know him. He trained with us, and then we know what he can do. It's just that we have to just motivate him that he can do it. And he did exactly what we asked him to do. Yeah, it's a close to the gap. We're trying to close the gap little by little, game after the game. But this is the first one that we said, no, we don't have to lose this game. We have to win and then get prepared for the next game as well. If we get that one, yeah, it means we are getting closer. No, we don't, because House of Folk came with the system. We spoke to our boys the way we should tackle that system. We went out there, they were doing something different. Today, they listened to us, they did what we asked them to do, and that's gotten us 2 goals. So.
Manchester United head coach Michael Carrick has praised match winner Benjamin's attitude after the striker came off the bench to score for the 3rd time in 4 matches in the 1-0 victory at Everton.
Sometimes I get why everyone's talking about it and making a bigger deal of it, but I've got a really good relationship with Ben. We had some really good conversations, and he's in a really good place, and part of us is helping him take his steps in development and growing him as a player, and sometimes that's little steps, sometimes that's bigger steps. He's taken some huge steps recently in terms of the goals he scored and the impact and that confidence and that belief that he's playing with now is great to see, and we obviously got to manage that as well, and we got some good forwards, so it's one of those decisions that you know we got to try and get right. But I've got no problem with Ben, and he hasn't got an issue. He obviously wants to play, but I can't speak highly enough of how he's been and the work he's putting in, and his attitude to come on and do what he's done again. I thought he's finished just with so much confidence and belief and ruthless finish, which kind of sums up where he's at the minute, which is great to see. For me, he's a goalkeeper to be reliable, to be trustworthy, and instead of creating the chaos, you want him to take the chaos away and calm things down. I think
Sterling Sports News. FIFA President Gianni Infantino said World Cup matches had been sold out, even though tickets are still available ahead of the tournament in June 11th kickoff.
385,000 people who have an accreditation during, could be more than that.
More than that?
Yeah, 11, maybe even a little bit higher. There's around $30 billion generally with the World Cup. And 77 out of these 104 matches have received requests for over 1 million tickets. Every match is already sold out. We keep some tickets back for some last-minute sales, of course, but every match is sold out. We have as well 60. Well, it's absolutely incredible. We sold, we received requests for over 500 million tickets, 508 million to be precise, for around 7 million tickets that we have on sale in 4 years. I mean, just to tell you, in 100 years of World Cup, the first World Cup was in 1930, so almost 100 years ago, 96 years ago. In 100 years of World Cup, FIFA sold less than 50 million tickets in total. And now in 4 weeks we got requests for, like, everyone wants to come here and everyone wants to be part of something special. I think people generally, they want to experience some emotions and be part of something happy and feel something special. So all these requests coming from all over the world show that, well, people want to come and they want to celebrate and they want to have fun and they want to
And now let's move on to entertainment stories. Media icon Nana Namwa has revealed that a bucket list interview is topped not by a politician or a global tycoon, but by the Queen of the Airwaves, Doreen Andor, as well as the founder and chief executive officer of the multimedia group.
Doreen Andor is one of them. Questions for Doreen. Because Doreen has been relevant from the day she started radio. And Doreen Andor doesn't also know this. You know, when I left secondary school and I was still trying to figure out this media thing.
Yeah.
Doreen, and then there was another lady here. She came in, Ajua
Edu.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so I called Joy FM one day and I said I needed to speak to Doreen Andor. And when they put the call through to Doreen, and I wasn't on TV then, I wasn't on radio, I was just an average Joe and nobody. And she spoke to me on the phone. I said, I want to be a media person, but I don't know what to do. And she gave me some advice that I don't even remember, but it was her voice. It was so soothing on the phone. And I thought, oh, this woman is adorable. You know, every time I run into her, I remember that day. Okay. You know, because, and I've never really, I've never told her.
You told her?
I've never mentioned it to her. But I would love to interview Doreen Andor because Doreen has been relevant from day one. So I love to interview Doreen Andor. Another person that I would really love to interview is Mr. Kwesi Twum. I never say never.
Never say never.
Never say never. I know that day will come. It will come before the Lord Almighty calls me. I will interview Kwesi Twum. Be there. I will interview that man. That's what Kwesi Twum. Okay. I would love to interview them. Doreen, number one.
Okay.
Ahead of, because I don't know how Doreen has done it. I don't know what she...
30 years. 30 years.
I don't know how. And you know, there isn't a single time you tune into the radio and say, oh, my bread Doreen, until I'm tuning off. You will listen from the beginning to the end. And she still has that power, and I don't know how. And Doreen should be writing a book.
I agree.
Yeah, because I would love to read that book. I would really love.
Lawrence Asamoah Hansen, known as Bulldog, has listed Joseph Matthews' reggae song Love in You as a contender for the Reggae Song of the Year at the 2026 Telecel Ghana Music Awards. Speaking in an interview, he stated that the song is a world-class production that deserves a nomination at the 2026 awards.
The Ghana Music Awards. Right. So the song that I heard is a beautiful song. It's actually an international standard song. Beautiful piece. Talented individual. Beautiful music is huge. I don't know how come it's not all over the place. And again, I understand why it's not all over the place, because you need a lot of money to do things. That this year, Shatta is returning to the scheme, meaning how true that is. We only know when the nominations come out. So there's a Shatta there, there's an episode. Stoneboy. Raskuku, Jupiter Moon, you see the names I mentioned. These are huge individuals. And yes, sir, some huge individuals now I'm mentioning they are talented. And no, I'm not even talking about talent. They have a following. Yeah. Good.
As well in entertainment news, Arnold Asamoah Baidu has weighed in on the recent social media uproar surrounding a series of viral videos involving a Russian man who allegedly lured some Ghanaians into a hotel room and secretly recorded intimate acts. Speaking in a discussion, he stated that the women involved in the viral videos should be held accountable for their actions.
Ghana for Norman. Akabadi san kabasha ni ntia na ye yafa aba na ye cause we see protecting man no thank you the person say na okay say ye classify man as cheap and we need to protect him. Impress, where is the sense of accountability and responsibility? Just a year couple now, we are not making these people, some of them admit say gentleman edited or the but we also saw some. So we can't sit for once and say, be accountable for your actions. Be responsible for their way. We should say, we should be gutsy and bossy enough to say it. What can we hear? No, because the other side is okay. You have to be bossy in the sharing and the distribution. Because guess what? And when we video pictures in our college of pictures in Ghana, unfollow victim. But don't shy away from telling some of them, say, be responsible and accountable. Why are we leaving that part out? So we don't just make it die. Come with me. How do you fix everything? They say, you're under G, but yeah. I want for you, you say, I want for operation, only we are. But send me Korea, I've been exposed.
And that'll be our fourth for the afternoon news bulletin on CSTV. But before we go, we have a funeral announcement. The families of Nyako Asari invite you to the final funeral rites of their beloved Miss Faustina Na Ode Edu Nyako Asari. Funeral arrangements are as follows. There will be wake-up on Friday, 27 February 2026 at the house number D135-3 at the Agbon Quarter Street behind Wesley Cathedral Palladium in Accra, and the burial service on Saturday 28 February 2026 at the house number D135-3 still at the Agbon Quarter Street behind Wesley Cathedral Palladium, Accra. Interment is at the Asofan Family Cemetery. And then the Thanksgiving service is on 1st March 2026 at the Divine Healers Church, Bawe 0 at exactly 9 o'clock a.m. prompt. And this is where we draw our curtains for the afternoon news bulletin on CSTV. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. President John Dramani Mahama warns smuggling, counterfeiting, economic sabotage. Also, 2 dead, 19 injured in Korea accident. On N1 News, Ghana set to launch Africa First Blue Food Hub innovations. On the international front, 6 people injured after fire outbreak at Lagos International Airport. For more news updates, you can follow us on our social media handles at CSTVGH. You can also look for our news bulletin, our evening news bulletin in Pirate Mame Ama Bafwa. My name is Dr. Simensan. Thank you for watching.